Hello all, I'm Elif from the Department of Industrial Design. As you know, these days some microorganisms have covered the surface of Marmara Sea. This mucilage effect has a name. Do you know its name? Yes, sea snot. Maybe you went online and searched for what this sea snot is and why it is formed. But have you thought about its negative effects on the environment in the long term? I did. And today I'm going to talk about two main negative effects of sea snot, which is also called marine mucilage in the long term. Let's take a look at my outline. I introduced the topic, then I will talk about two adverse effects. The first one is death of sea creatures, and the second one is bad appearance and bad smell. Finally, there is a conclusion and the references. Before I talk about the adverse effects of sea snot, let me briefly explain what sea snot is and how it's formed. According to an article published by the BBC 2021, Yazan states that the sea snot consists of microorganisms that have increased due to global warming. But one more thing is required for these organisms to form: waste pollution in the seas. So it's kind of proof that nature can no longer handle the human burden, and it's causing great damage to the ecosystem and economy. The damage to the ecosystem is the first negative impact we will talk about today. As stated in the Yazan's news, when sea snot covers the surface area, the relationship between the water and the atmosphere is cut off, and the oxygen uptake of the water decreases. And sea snot, which absorbs sunlight on the surface, causes the water to heat up as well. Dissolved oxygen decreases and causes mass death of living things. So it causes the death of sea creatures and disrupt the ecosystem. The death of sea creatures will cause other problems. For example, the fish industry will decline rapidly. Although this slimy structure damages hunting equipment, it is evident that fish are living in those waters, but not that cannot be eaten either. So anglers will not be able to do their jobs and financial difficulties will arise. The fish industry will experience a bad turning point. In a 2020 study published in the International Journal of Agriculture, Forestry and Life Sciences, Keleş, Yılmaz and Zengin report that besides the adverse effects of sea snot on fisheries, fishing quantity decreases, fishing equipment is lost, time, effort and money are spent. Therefore, most fishermen will not sail during this period. These are effects from the ecosystem. Now, we will look at the impressions on humans. Sea snot creates a bad smell and bad image, so the people around are pretty uncomfortable. Moreover, this image and smell is the last stage of the pollution. Even if the superficial layer is clean, it cannot be said that the area is clean unless a filter is used for factory waste. An extended period of time is required to allow the ecosystem to regenerate itself. In other words, life in that region is not have good quality. There are many pollution problems, which is dangerous at one point. Residents of that area may consider moving to another city because in the long run, their lives are in danger. This pollution will also negatively affect the tourism sector. In addition to the corruption in the seas that cause the formation of sea snot, the stench and appearance of sea snot will prevent tourists from coming. Dirty and polluted waters do not attract anyone. The decrease in tourists is a devastating factor for the tourism industry. It is evident that sea snot has great economic damage to the tourism and fishing sectors. but the most significant damage is done to the ecosystem. Today I talk about how sea snot affects the ecosystem and the economy. And I think I should mention one more thing. Nature, the seas, can no longer take our burden and is trying to make its voice heard with this mucilage. Superficial cleaning is a temporary solution. Factory waste should be treated and environmental pollution should be reduced. We cannot destroy our world and our future as a result of selfish decisions. If we are the voice of nature, we can keep the ecosystem alive without having trouble with mucilage. Be the voice of nature. Thank you for listening to me. Here is my references.